start off with our NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I'm putting this all over the lid and all the way up to the brow because we are going to be placing a concealer and then shadows all the way up to the brow. And I do apologize, I have not gotten my brows done yet. Hopefully my aunt and I can get together soon to do them. But that's also why I'm going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer. Not only am I using this to even out my lid so that all of the colors show up more true and vibrant, but it's also going to help hide those hairs that are stray underneath my brow. And I'm just going to set that with the beige highlight from the LORAC Pro Contour palette. Then I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette, and taking the shade 1987, we're going to buff this all over as our transition shade today. And then taking this shade right here, I thought it was Harajuku. I think I'm wrong, but I don't have the palette with me right now to tell you which shade it is. I will leave it in the description box down below though, so that you guys know exactly what shade it is. And I'm just putting this in the crease, buffing it back and forth in windshield wiper motions and then little circles just to make sure everything is nice and blended. Now I'm taking the shade Punk from the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette, and I'm just packing this on the outer corner of the eye and in the crease just a little bit, but not too much because I don't want the crease to be too harsh. And once I'm done packing this shade on both of my eyes and in the crease a little bit, I'm going to take the brush that we used with the 1987 shade and blend everything out. I do go back in with a little bit of 1987 just to make sure everything is nice and seamless and blended as much as possible. Then I'm going to take the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue, and I'm going to just lightly pat this on my lids. We are going to use a pigment from Makeup Geek on the lids today, and the glitter glue just helps it stick really, really nicely. So I'm taking the loose pigment in Insomnia and wetting my brush with some Fix Plus, and I'm going to pack this on the lid from the inner corner to where the Punk shade is a little bit, just to make sure everything is nice and seamless and blended. I love Makeup Geek pigments, and Insomnia I think is my favorite of all time. It's purple, it's blue, it's brown, it's green. It is just so gorgeous. Then I'm going to go in with the NYX, excuse me. This is the Jolie gel liner in the shade Black. I'm using this to tightline my upper lash line, and then I do use this later on in the lower lash line as well. Unfortunately, all of that footage was out of frame and I had to just skip all of it. So yeah, going in with the inked liner from Kat Von D. This is in the shade Dali. I wanted something a little bit different and a little bit unique for this look. I feel like a standard black wing liner is so overdone for New Year's Eve, and wanted something a little bit different. You can't tell too much where the Insomnia pigment is because the shades are so close together, but it just gives the look a little bit something extra, and I really like the way it turned out in the end. Then for mascara, I'm just going to use this Buxom mascara that I got in a Sephora Point Perk, and just coat the top lashes real quick because we are going to go in with false lashes today. I'm going to be using the Velour Silk Lashes from Sephora in the shade Full of It, and we're just going to pop those bad boys on and move on to the face. Does anybody else do a dance when their lashes are on? Okay, so for primer today, we are going to be using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Equalizer in number 2 smoothing, and we're going to be using the Makeup Forever HD liquid foundation. This is in the shade Y1225, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on that. I will link it down below in the description box for you so that you know. This is like my perfect shade for right now when it's really, really cold outside and I'm really, really pale. I'm really, really pale anyway because I'm lazy and don't self-tan like I probably should. But I am really loving this foundation recently. I think it's a perfect match for my neck and I don't have to drag product all the way down, which is really, really nice. And then I'm going to go back in with that Urban Decay concealer, and we're just going to use this to conceal and highlight under the eyes, and then I'm also using it on other parts of the face to highlight. So I did my Cupid's bow, my center of my nose, the center of my forehead, and the center of my chin as well, just so that everything is nice and even and looks as natural as possible, even though this is not at all a natural look. And I'm just going to take my beauty blender again and blend that all out. And then Sean calls me, so I'm trying to talk on the phone and do this at the same time. And let me tell you, it was a challenge. Now that that's all blended out, I'm going to be taking the yellow highlight shade from the LORAC Pro Contour Palette and just setting everywhere I put the concealer, so under my eyes, and then on the forehead, my nose, my Cupid's bow, and my chin. And then I'm going to take this Givenchy setting powder in the shade Universal Nude. This is like my all-time favorite loose powder to set my face with. The only downside is that it has like a really hard sifter. Like, it's really hard to get the product out of the sifter, but it doesn't make a huge mess, so that's a nice, you know, trade-off. But the product itself is so beautiful. It's so smooth. It blends everything out. I have no pores, and I just am loving it recently. This is about the only clip that I have of my under eye. So what I did was I put the NYX gel liner in the waterline, and then am using the Punk shade to define the lower waterline, and then I just used 1987 to blend it out. And then moved on to my contour. I'm using the light contour shade in the LORAC Pro Contour Palette right now with the brush that comes with it. And then I'm going to use the medium contour shade, and I'm going to just buff out the contour with this and kind of give my face a little bit more color. It looks super, super intense right now, but after I blend it out, I promise you it is a beautiful, beautiful color. It gives the just right amount of glow, or not glow, right amount of, yeah, glow, sun-kissed glow, goodness, say that 5 times fast, to my face, and I really love it. And then I'm going to take my new favorite blush of all time. This is the Urban Decay 18-Hour Blush in the shade Video, and oh my goodness, is it just amazing. Then after I use that, I just go in real quick with a little bit of the highlight from the LORAC contour palette. I really like the highlight. It is stark white, which is really, really scary for a lot of people, but it actually works really well with my pale skin. And that is the difference right there with having nice and blended and not nice and blended contour, blush, and highlight on your face. I am blending everything out right now with a duo fiber brush. Nothing special, just, you know, making sure everything is nice and seamless and looks as natural as possible, even though it's not a natural makeup look at all. And then I'm going to line my lips today with the NYX pencil liner. This is in the shade Prune, I believe. And I just go over just the very outer portion of my lips because I am going in with a dark color today and I don't want it to bleed all over the face. And that dark color is Truffle by Bite Beauty. This is a beautiful shade. It smells really good. It tastes really good. My only downfall with this is that because I had a lip mask on underneath, it looked a little bit patchy in person, but on camera it looks beautiful. So for the sake of the video, I just left it. I am going to recreate this look and wear it tonight on New Year's Eve, and I will probably use a different lip color just because I want something that's nice and opaque and even. And yeah, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great, safe New Year's, and I'll see you in my next one. Love ya!